Hi, this is Originalink, and today we'll be talking about Ray from The Promised Neverland. Before we get started, I just want to get this spoiler alert out of the way. There will be no manga spoilers in this video. However, I am assuming you've at least watched the anime up to episode 5. Was Ray wrong? He was Mama's spy for years. Let's cover what we know about Ray and think on it. Ray is a born skeptic with a realist point of view. From a very early age, he states Mama is obviously lying about the danger at the gate and the fence. He is very often seen reading a book, even in the intro. The other children describe him as, Ray has an intellect that can even compete against Norman's genius. Ray has been lurking around ominously since the beginning of the series, which was your hint that something was going on. It is almost too good here how Ray pretends to find out the Gracefield orphanage is actually a farm for the demons. He was super quick to accept it, unlike Don. During that whole there's a traitor amongst us epiphany, Ray plays it well, having Norman reveal his line of thinking, then himself revealing that there was a traitor before anyone else could. Smart, but not smarter than Norman. Ray tries to deflect suspicion of him being a traitor off onto others. He suggests Phil's the traitor, and he even frames Don using the missing rope ruse. There was one subject Ray and Emma's ideology clashes on, the number of children who are going to be a part of the escape plan. Ray gets red hot mad for the first time in the series when Norma and Emma tell him the plan is for all 37 children to escape. Even angrier still when he can't talk them out of such a tactically foolish plan. Ray continues to insist throughout the planning that the other children will just be a hindrance, some of which are still babies who can hardly walk. Not to mention with the intense fort tapping moment, Ray is the first to imply they should kill Mama and Sister Crone as part of the escape plan. Tag has been an important part of the show so far, and Ray's always been the timekeeper for the kids during tag. He has a pocket watch which appears prominently in the anime. Ray compares tag to a game of chess. As the group's strategist, Ray also comes up with 100 types of formation patterns for the game of tag, otherwise known as the escape simulations. Of the children in the Gracefield house, Ray, Norma, and Emma are one of the groups who act the most like siblings. They are each 11 and are all children with perfect test scores. But how do they feel about one another? Ray is normally a very serious character, but he does occasionally smile when he's talking to Emma or Norman. I believe this is because he's at his most happy when he's around Emma and Norman. Remember when Ray smiled at Norman and Norman said, "You can't do this alone"? Norman had him in check and he knew it, and Ray welcomed the challenge. Ray also smiled when he challenged Emma to memorize 100 combinations. He spoke out loud. Amongst the three, Ray plays the most critical part in the escape plan. Ray told them to leave the destruction of the tracking devices to him. Ray has analyzed the situation and determined that a miniature battery with a lifespan exceeding 10 years wouldn't have existed in 2015. So this is a post-apocalyptic future based on Ray's analysis. Norman is the smartest of the three, so any compliments he gives is high praise. Let's review some of the things he says about Ray. "You are a better tactician than me, Ray." He described Ray as having extensive knowledge, and he's good with machines. There are other nuggets in these episodes which tell us about Ray's character. When Carl and Sister Crone arrived, Ray was the only one to stay calm and try to figure out how this troubling situation could be turned to their advantage. When the children ask each other what they would do when they get outside, Ray has the darkest answer. "Once I get outside, I'd have to survive first." The other children call him a downer. Ray has been Mama's spy for 6 years, and he did all in preparation for this escape. His role as Mama's subordinate can only be described as a sheepdog working for a shepherd. Wonder if this is what inspired his hairstyle. I also wonder if his habit of lying down under the tree is a sheepdog reference. Ray says the most efficient way to learn about the enemy is to gather things from the inside of the pocket, meaning from the very start, Ray never intended to be a spy, but a double agent. So was Ray wrong? Norman casually drops the information that Ray must have been the one to remove the bunny from Connie's bag, and he also suggests Emma and Norman still had time to catch up with her at the gate. Without Ray, every child in the Gracefield house would have been led to the slaughter by Mama. Hi, this is Originalink, and if you liked this video, maybe check out the other The Promised Neverland video I made, and don't forget to subscribe.